Today we're talking about the luxury magazine submission form. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys basically where you can submit stuff for the magazine. I believe, CJ, you are on here too. So if you see anything that if I don't say something, please speak up so that we can make sure we cover that part of it. We are now officially in the season of Luxury Magazine 2022-2023. So we are gearing up for the print version again to come out this summer. It is already, the form is already open for submissions. So we're going to talk about where an agent can sign up for a listing to be put in the magazine, what that looks like, and CJ and Caitlin have made this amazing cheat sheet that will go over all of the kind of like FAQs that we get a lot with submissions. We're trying to make this process every year. We try to improve upon it, make it a little bit smoother, and there's some cool stuff this year to help with that. So if you want, well, first of all, let's take let's take one step back. I don't know why I was doing that, and take a look at the Coldwell Banker Luxury Magazine.com. This is the digital version of our luxury magazine where we swap out the cover every month and we do our digital campaigns. We're gearing up, like we said, for the new print version of this guy. It is our flagship publication. We print thousands and thousands of copies, send them to high net worth individuals, and agents can, of course, purchase listings spaces for their listings in the magazine. So you can get a 2-page spread like you have here, this beautiful property. You can get quarter page, half page, all that good stuff. And so we're going to talk about how to submit that for this edition. So unsurprisingly, we're going to start on Schmidt Resources. We're going to click on any of the regions because all of our lovely regions are part of this, of course. And we're going to click on the Global Luxury Square. And it is the banner right across the top. Submit your listings to the 2022-2023 Luxury Magazine. So if we click on that, it's going to take us to the submission page. Now, this submission page is actually like a cart. It is a checkout system, meaning you'd get your quarter page, you'd add it to your cart and stuff like that. So we'll get to that in a second, but what I want to look at up here are some of the new kind of documents that we have. So one thing that we have that we've had in previous years is the magazine distribution and media kit that you can download, and basically this is going to show you a little bit more about the publication itself, what the magazine is, of course, a who we are section, and then when we get down here, the kind of distribution, the reach, what we do with the magazine, where it goes. Over here it says 40,000 direct mailed. And then the sizes and specs, character counts, and stuff like that of what a property looks like, or what you can use for a property in the magazine. What I want to start with, or not start with, I guess I just started with that. What I want to move on to, though, is this brand new listing submission cheat sheet. So to improve the processes and the experience, this year we've added a cheat sheet. This is a resource that we hope will be helpful. I ask on behalf of both your agents and the marketing group that as best as you can, get this document in front of your agents. This process of creating this magazine that CJ and Caitlin and the marketing group work on is a very time-consuming process, right? All the listings, the photos, the text, getting everything right. And oftentimes a big part of that process is emailing back and forth with agents after the submissions are sent in because things aren't submitted properly. The copy that they send is too big, meaning there's too many words. So this cheat sheet tries to go over everything you could need in terms of your submission. So the important dates: the form opened on the 1st. The submission form will close on June 1st. So basically, you've got the entire month of May to submit a listing. And then those next 2 weeks is when CJ and Caitlin and the team are going to work with our agents on approvals for the way that their listing is going to show up in the magazine. Photos, of course, are one of the biggest things that can be complicated with this process. You can look here on the size that is needed for the photos. Of course, we want as high resolution as possible. We don't want downloads from the MLS. The original photo files is what we need to make this publication look as beautiful as it can. For our winter friends up where we are, please don't submit winter photos for the print version if at all possible. This is a huge part, guys, naming the photos. We want this magazine to be in the order that you want it to be for the photos. So naming your photos with the property address and then 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. helps smooth this process out greatly. So if you look, for example, 123 Main Street 1, 123 Main Street 2, 123 Main Street 3, etc. And that appears like this: photo 1, photo 2, photo 3. This is one of those things that if you do this on the first go around, the whole process goes smoother, because otherwise you're going to be asked to resend them and rename them and stuff like that. Property descriptions, the kind of the character max for those. So you can't just copy and paste your entire marketing remarks, because especially for a quarter or half page, you're not going to be able to fit all of that in. And so making sure that you cut off what you want to cut off and include what you do. And then this is another fun one. Please don't write it in all caps. We don't want to yell at the readers of our magazine like, "This home is the best." Like, make sure that it's a normal case, and that people can that helps us in terms of creating the magazine as well. The link to the listing, make sure you submit something that is not an MLS link, because we live link those properties in the digital version, and MLS links expire. So if you can submit a link that is from CB Great Lakes, CB Florida Home, CB Schmidt, Ohio, or the luxury website, that will make sure that the link works indefinitely. This is a big thing, guys. We know that listings are going fast right now, and of course the luxury market is a little bit different than standard residential, but the days on market is still low. The thing to remember is that if an agent purchases a space in the magazine, they get that space for the entire year. So of course the print version is going to have whatever listing they submitted in May or June, or in May. However, all year round, they get that space. They can swap it out with another listing. They can put a sold banner over it. That space is theirs indefinitely. So like this one here, this Marquette one, there were a couple lots. Now they have a banner there that says 1 lot left. So there are some instructions on this cheat sheet that discuss how to handle those changes, who you need to send those to, the date, and stuff like that. So this cheat sheet was really, really meant to help smooth this process out as best as possible between the marketing group, between the agents, and the submissions and stuff like that. If you guys ever have any questions specifically about the magazine in terms of photo sizes, when does this need to be in, files, anything like that, the specifics, please email CJ or Caitlin. Their emails are right down here at the bottom of the document. They can answer those questions. If you ever have any questions about the magazine in general, like we said, the distribution, more kind of broad questions, Tracy and your luxury ambassadors, but Tracy is always going to be your go-to for that. She's always going to be able to fill in any of those information. She's fantastic when it comes to, well, everything, but specifically the luxury magazine that we're talking about today. We have a link here on how to submit your listing images when it comes to that. We're not able, unfortunately, through Squarespace to have you submit photos when you purchase the space. So that's something that we have to do after, but you get a follow-up email with those instructions. Again, we've tried to make it as clear as possible. And then, the last part here is actually purchasing your magazine space. So half page, quarter page, full page, 2-page spread. Put as many of them in the cart as you want. If I'm purchasing a half page here, I can click on it. I have to, because of just the way it works, do half page again. Is this a new submission or a renewed one? Meaning this is a listing that was already in the digital version or the print version from last year, and I'm just renewing it again. Or if it's a new submission and you click add to cart, it's going to ask for all of this information here. I know that it looks like a lot of information. But again, we want to make this as smooth as possible. So on that front, it's a matter of making sure that you put in, again, the property description, that you put the price in, the link, the agent name, phone number, all that stuff. So, and then one new section I'll actually tell you that we added on this form is down here, a section to send proofs to. So we know that a lot of our luxury and high-end agents, you guys have assistants or you guys have a marketing specialist on your team and stuff like that. What the send proofs to section is, hey, I've got an assistant or I've got somebody else on my team that I also want to see this proof when you have it ready for me. So you can put their email address in there so that when Caitlin says, hey, I've got a proof for your listing in 123 Main Street, she'll send it not only to the agent, but also to that person whose email address is put in here. I did just see one question pop in, and I saw CJ already answered it, was if commercial listings are going to be accepted. And we believe so, Ruth. CJ is going to check on that, but again, we believe so. CJ, can you also clarify either in chat or vocally? We know that our thresholds have changed over the past year or two in all of our markets for what the quote-unquote luxury thresholds are. Are we following those guidelines, or is it 500 and up for our publication?
For our publication purposes, it's 500 and up. So anything
awesome.
500,000. Of course, if it's luxury.
Yeah,
And then I did just get an answer from Tracy, and she did say that commercial. There you go.
Yeah.
Have to be approved by Tracy.
There we go. Perfect. Yes. Okay. So if you have a luxury property that you're thinking of adding, please reach out to Tracy specifically to kind of confirm that one's thumbs up. But yeah, like again, what it comes down to, and of course it's a bit of a subjective field, is this luxury? So if it's 505 and it's a beautiful luxury home, awesome. If it's 515 but it's more of just a larger residential home, it's kind of like, is this a great luxury property to include in the magazine? But you put your information in here, you add it to the cart, you'll be able to check out and pay right through Schmidt Resources. You'll get a follow-up email asking about if you want to you get a follow-up email with a photo link, here's how you submit your photos and stuff like that. And that's that's the process. I believe I saw that, Tracy, I got your text that you're on now, and CJ as well. Is there anything that I didn't cover that you guys want to mention while we have everybody here?
One thing that I didn't get to hear the whole presentation, JD, but thank you so much for leading this. Bit of a water emergency at my house, folks. So I ended up having to fix that very quickly. And I'm sorry that I'm late. I'm sure you did an exceptional job, JD. CJ, were you able to listen and maybe fill in some gaps that we may have missed?
Yep. The only thing that I was going to say that I thought of while you were going through that, JD, was the when you go to add a listing to your cart, or like an ad size, it gives you the option to increase the quantity, but when you get the form to fill it out, so JD, can you do, select your listing size, and then if you do add to cart, even if you did like a quantity of 5, you wanted to purchase 5 ad spaces, when you do add to cart, it only gives you one form.
Got it. Yes.
So that I'll see if I can change that to just say like quantity 1. If you have more, please come back.
Sure. Okay.
Submit another.
Yeah.
If you purchase 5, you will still only get that one form to fill out. So just have everybody quantity 1, and then you'll add it to your cart, and then you'll come back, do quantity 1, fill out the next form.
So if you're adding multiple listings, add them separately so that you can fill out each form. Perfect.
Yeah, and I think if you default the quantity to 1, JD,
it does.
That will prevent someone from adding multiples, and they'll know, oh, I can only add 1. Okay, I do this, and then I go back in and add another one to my cart. Okay, then I go back in and add another one to my cart.
We'll add a note to that.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that was the thing that I hadn't realized before, so I'll adjust that.
Yep. Now, JD, if you covered this, please stop me. But just to remind everybody, because it is a low inventory market, and agents still want to have that advertising that they're listing and selling luxury homes in the magazine, our agents can put in solds. We just need to know that it's a sold, and we'll put a sold banner on it in the magazine. It could be pending. They can still put it in the magazine, and then of course their new listings. Their ad space is always their ad space. So when that listing does sell and we put the sold on it and they get a new listing within the next 12 months, we can take down their sold and put their new listing in its place. So commercial listings, I do need to approve the commercial listings before they enter into the magazine. So for commercial real estate, you're still going to go in and submit everything just like you do for a residential listing in the tool. But once those images get projected over and I can see the images and the details of the property, If all is good, it's going to go right into the magazine. We just want to make sure it still fits the look and feel of the magazine. So can they put in an already sold listing? Yes, you can put in solds, you can put in pendings, you can put in new listings. Okay, that's absolutely fine, because again, their ad space is theirs. So if they're entering in a sold, when they get a new listing, we can take the sold down and they can replace it with a new listing. Okay.
I did add a place on the submission form too. I put like, I don't know, status or something, listing status, and it's a little drop down. It defaults to active, but you can also mark it as pending or sold, and I'll add a little banner to it in the magazine.
Yeah. Now this deadline is quickly approaching, everyone. June 1 is the deadline to submit your listings into Luxury Magazine.